Trending with Tassin. Upgrades at the Trending with Tassin studio / dining table. Upgrade 1, we've got a wireless microphone. Upgrade 2, we have upgrades to announce. Upgrade 3, stay tuned, there might be one. 2023 has been pretty fucked up thus far. Government shooting down balloons, an individual cucumber costing almost $3, and earthquakes in Turkey and that other country. LOL JK, Syria. Since the earthquake hit on February 6, 2023, which by now most of us have forgotten because of, Donald Trump, Gwyneth Paltrow, and artificial intelligence. Regardless, aid has been pouring into Turkey. Money, food, rescue teams, the world over. But the same can't be said for Syria. Proportionally speaking, Turkey was vastly more affected by the earthquakes in terms of damage and death. But that's not why Syria has been so deprived of aid. The areas that were most... There's no camera this way. The areas that were most affected lie in the northwestern region of Syria, which are home to rebel factions opposing the Syrian government. Rebel factions in a Muslim-majority country? That's unheard of, but probably also funded by Western democracy. Routes along the border that were traditionally open in the affected areas were closed with the help of Russia and China via the United Nations Security Council, claiming that these routes undermine the Syrian government's authority and that any aid should be channeled through the capital of Syria, Damascus. Because what better way to suppress a resistance, their families and innocent children, than by keeping them buried alive? Once again, old men and their probably small penises, colloquially referred to as geopolitics, getting in the way of life being lived, in this case, saved. Over 7,000 lives were lost in northwestern Syria, and since then, Syria has agreed to temporarily open the borders to help the millions affected by the earthquake. Both Turkey and Syria are Muslim-majority countries, so it's kind of confusing as to why they're getting any aid from the West at all. LOL, no it's not. It's all self-interest. While the earthquakes were devastating Turkey and Syria, Putin is still being a turd whisperer. In addition to post-pandemic recovery, the war in Ukraine being cited as a major reason as to why we have to pay up to $7 for a head of red cabbage. And it's all thanks to this guy. Like, whose maz is this? Look at this guy, sitting on a horse, killing people, eating all the red cabbage he wants. Dickhead. Wars always mean shortages, and shortages always mean price hikes. How much you want to bet that these grocery chains still report increasing profits despite this conflict? Pointless wars throughout human history are like feelings of disgust after sex, inevitable. Unfortunately, wars are never this globally economically destructive when it's between the powerful and the powerless, like Israel, Palestine, Saudi Arabia, Yemen, America, and colored people. But when it's between two powerful whiter countries, suddenly President's choice jumps at the ability to make my salad cost $18. Fuck you, Galen Weston, looking like Stephen Harper and Bill Gates had an incestuous grown-ass baby. Times are getting more and more turbulent, and if it wasn't for communication and technology, we would have no idea. But if it's all gonna end, this guy is hoping it ends in one of two ways, like popular video game and now television show The Last of Us, or a mass shared experience, like a global collective brain aneurysm.